Okay, I've been seeing this scumbag human being shared around Reddit and whatnot, talking about the new Nintendo of America president. For those who don't know, the Nintendo of America has a new president, and some douchebags out there don't like it for basically no reason. But we're gonna go over one of the more viewed videos about this that I've seen thrown around. So this guy, Smash JT, the thumbnail for this video was something about like it's woke now, like it had woke in the title. It said Nintendo's new president is a clown. And so him starting off with the tweet that he posted, every dream matters, quoting her, every dream matters, everyone deserves to do meaningful work in gaming and storytelling. Devon Pritchard gives first statement as Nintendo of America's new president at New York Game Awards, and she's a shit lib. Goodbye, NoA, we hardly knew ya. So, one, a whole political siding thing. If you're not on my side, then you deserve to be canceled. You don't, and everything you do is wrong. And if you're part of any company, then that company is ruined now because I don't like you. But quoting every dream matters, like her being a nice person, just her being inspirational, like your dream, everybody, she's obviously not saying like the evil people. She's giving motivation, and she's giving like nice words to those who have good dreams, those who want to, that have aspirations, that want to go forward in whatever career that they're in, and especially in gaming, where it's like, hey, like we're not gatekeeping gaming here. Like she's being open, and that's can't be nice to people. That's too woke. That's I want only straight men in gaming, like such shit. So we're gonna go over this video, and we're gonna talk about it.
Going into her tenure of leadership, but I was like, give her a chance, let her screw up, let her say something that confirms your fears before you just dogpile on and just start to destroy, because who knows, maybe she is going to be a blessing in disguise, and maybe there is something special behind what she's bringing to the table.
You say that, but it obviously sounds like you already have biases.
And she opened her mouth and removed all doubt today of, nope, that's not what's happening at all. Every dream matters. Everyone deserves to do meaningful work in gaming and storytelling. That is a quote from Devon Pritchard, giving her first statement.
I know you're going to get into it, but again, what the fuck is the issue?
As Nintendo of America's new president at the New York Game Awards. And she's a shit lib. Goodbye, NoA. We hardly knew ye. And this is the video of the New York Video Game Awards and the segment of Reggie Fils-Aimé introducing a video of Devon. Devon could not be bothered to fly there, so she just made a video for it. And
okay, first of all, like, what do you want from these people? Like, you either you would say, oh, well, she's not doing her job because she flew out to some game awards, but now since she just did a video, it's like, oh well, she couldn't even be bothered to fly out. She's a new lead of a company. She doesn't exactly have time to just go out and go to award shows. Like she had, like, yeah, she's been with the company for 20 years, which he probably doesn't even know that. But she's been with the company for 20 years, yes. But she's in a new position, and she's settling in, and she's figuring things out, and she's working. Like, not everybody can be everywhere at the same time. There's a lot of shit happening.
couldn't help but think that this is like an old fraternity where they try to build each other up and pat each other on the back the whole way through. And Reggie Fils-Aimé giving his full confidence in her. I couldn't help but think that he's just saying that just to be in tight with all these people and still, rub shoulders with all the brass in the industry still, even if he's moved on and retired from it. So let's hear it.
Or he generally thinks it's a fucking good idea. Like, just because you don't like it means, Reggie, the guy that you did like, is just doing it for clout, is just making sure he's good with the companies. Like, you're such a douchebag.
The retired president and COO of Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé. Reggie.
Harold, thank you so much. I have to tell you, I am on so many boards now that sometimes it feels that I haven't even retired. I mean, I spend more time on boards than Tony Hawk does now.
Something a lot of people don't know or remember about Reggie Fils-Aimé is he was actually brought on the board of GameStop before the meme craze of GameStop. He must have made so much money because he started at the perfect time, probably got a load of stock options and cashed out and moved on from that. He probably made more money from his short tenure at GameStop than he did combined all his years at Nintendo. And
First off, probably not. Second, I don't know why this pertains to the video at all.
not even joking when I say that.
So apparently he skates in real life too. Did you know that? I mean, wow. Well, it's a new year. And this year, there's a new president at Nintendo of America. And I think Devin Pritchard is going to be excellent at the helm of Nintendo.
That is the weakest. Woo! Woo! This is, by the way, this is a hardcore wokey event where you think that everyone would be super on board. Even they.
What a fucking douchebag. I hate the word woke. I hate it with a passion. It means nothing anymore. It's just for people who hate anybody who has any sort of inclusivity or any sort of empathy to be like, oh, well, no, I don't like other people who don't think like me. So everybody who doesn't think like me is woke. And calling it a wokey event. Oh, God. Oh, you're such an insufferable dick. Oh, I hate you. Like, also, it's a small room. It's a press conference. It's not E3. It's not anything like that. Like, sorry that business people aren't staying up and cheering and yelling and rioting, for the fact for the new president. Also, like, it doesn't matter who the new president was. It doesn't matter if it's a woman, man, like what color they are. If it's a cat, who cares? Like a new president. While yes, we should want a good president for the company, isn't something that gamers are gonna hoot and holler about. Now, if this was a Smash announcement, then you'd hear the type of applause that you're expecting out of anything. But it's not that kind of event. It's not a rowdy event. People are not going to be insanely loud about it.
You're just like, woo. They're like four
from the new president and COO.
Actually, you can see the crowd, and there's a lot of empty seats. There's a lot of empty, just in the front row. There's just like you can count the heads, like 8 or 12 people there.
Of America. Let's take a look together.
Here we go.
Hi, everyone. It is great to be here. My name is Devin. And before anything else, I want to celebrate the New York Game Awards. 15 years of supporting the games industry, and in doing so, lifting up the voices, stories, and dreams of so many.
Now, this is the same New York Game Awards that invited Alyssa Mercante to give out an award last year where she wore the "See You Next Tuesday" hairpin in her hair while she was giving the award out. Yeah, wow, what a nice environment. So inclusive of these people.
I don't understand the complaint here. He like the look on his face, clearly he's going in wanting to hate. The second he saw her, he was given a face. Just like a shit eating grin. And like is she like, do you really expect her to make a video about an event and not like give praise to the event? Like she's not going to talk shit about the event that she is being presented in front of. That would be a bad business move. Like, don't be dumb.
People.
This show connects people who are united by a shared belief that every dream matters and that everyone deserves a chance to do meaningful and creative work in games and storytelling.
That sure does not sound like a gamer to me. That sounds like someone coming in to inject an ideology into a company.
Fucking what? If I when I was teaching martial arts, imagine if I told parents or on the advertisements, I would say that, you know, everybody's welcomed, and then I get a complaint to my martial arts school saying that, oh, you're not teaching martial arts, you're just pushing an ideology. What do you mean? Being welcoming is a pushing an ideology? Just because she is not gatekeeping who could be in gaming means she's pushing the woke agenda? Like, oh my god, dude. You really want people to be hired based off of superficial things like gender and race. You like, that's just what you want. She's probably thinking, if you have ambitions, you have qualifications, and if you really want to do it, you should go do it. Like, and these are the things that we were told as kids. Like, hey, follow your dreams. Not follow your dreams if you are politically aligned to the way I think. I hate it. Or only follow your dreams if you're white.
Program supports the creators, the coders, the writers, and anyone else dreaming big to join this community and bring all that makes them unique. I'm excited to meet you, to hear those stories, and to learn from your journeys. And remember, like any good video game character, you're on an adventure, and every step you take matters. There are some gnarly bosses, sure, but also many good friends along the way who will support you, and powerful rewards for those who persevere. So keep believing, keep playing, and know that you truly belong in this game.
I don't know what he's going to say, but even though a little like she has mom energy. And like, I love her for that. Like, honestly, like I haven't seen her do any, like, I don't know what she's actually going to do with the company. We'll see. But the energy that she gives mom energy. And I like, me seeing this is comforting. Like, I don't know how you can see something wrong with this. Like, this is she's just being welcoming. She's just being open. Like, I don't know how you can see something wrong with this. It's insane to me that he's even making this video. But you know what? Let's see what he has to say.
Why does this feel like an HR presentation? Like, I get it, like it's scripted and stuff like that, but it doesn't come across as someone that has a pure passion connection to the gaming community or the games themselves. This strikes me as someone that got put in that place to push an ideology and an agenda. Like,
again, how? Your only argument is, oh well, it sounds like they're pushing an agenda. It sounds like they're pushing an agenda. That's just what it sounds like. Like, how does it sound like that? How is that what you're pulling from this? Yeah, it's scripted. And she's putting on a nice voice. Like, I don't there's no malice here. Like, what's the agenda? What are they pushing? Like, I don't know if you're going to say this in later this video, but what is the agenda that you think they're pushing? Or do you just not like people being nice? And also you do not like a woman president? Like, sure, like at the beginning of the video, you did say, like, oh, well, maybe she'll be good for the company, which already you admit that you've given doubt to this idea before then. Like, you were doubtful the minute you heard that she was the president, but then you were retroactively like, okay, well, let's actually see if she's actually good. Like, you're already doubting the qualifications. So you already have a bias in your head about this. But even with that, let's say you were genuine about it. Let's say you didn't have that thought prior. What ideology? What is your problem with what she's saying? What is the exact problem? Instead of you just saying she's pushing an ideology, she has an agenda, she's woke. Like, give me examples. Give me the reason why you think that.
Straight up, there's zero passion here. And the words that are being used are the same words you hear from the World Economic Forum, the same that gets pushed from BlackRock and Vanguard. The inclusivity. Oh, gaming is so diverse. What? This is your first time to make an impact. That's what you say. That's how you approach it. That?
She's entering a company and she's like, we welcome you with open arms. And that's my statement here, that I'm going to, gaming is for everybody. And we want to push creative minds. What the fuck is the issue, dude? How is that an issue? Where is the problem with being positive? Where's the problem with accepting people? You're such a douche.
You're in charge of one of the biggest video game companies on the planet, if not the biggest. And that's how you introduce yourself.
Imagine if she was in charge of the biggest video game company in the world, and she came out and said, like, what did you expect her to say? Like, did you just expect her to be like, I'm really, really trying to think of what you would expect her to say? Like, what could she have introduced herself with? Just being like, I'm here to make games, bye. Or just standard PR stuff is like, I'm going to focus on making the best games and make sure that the gamers like what we make or whatever. Like, what do you expect out of a intro speech? Like, I can't think of anything else that she could have said that was different outside of, thanks for having me here. I've been in the industry for 20 years. I think I know what I'm doing. We're going to make good. I'm going to try to make sure that we do the best we can. Like that's still standard PR shit that you're complaining about, but it just doesn't have the we welcome everybody message. What I just said was just standard PR shit, which you probably would have complained about that too, that she didn't do enough. Like, there's nothing you could do in this situation to make Smash JT satisfied, unless if you said some racist shit. I don't know. Oof. Fuck you. Oof.
There's the 12 stop.
And when she's talking about gnarly bosses, she wasn't talking about me when she worked for her. That's thank
you. You know what's interesting about that? There's no mention of her working on the legal team and the lawsuits and going against the ROM sites 7 years ago when she was at Nintendo, allegedly being the head of spearheading all that stuff. They're trying to portray the image of her as like, oh, this sweet, kind girl that is she's just here to include everyone. Don't let them fool you who she really is. Savion X, belong.
So your issue with her, she's been with the company for 20 years. Your issues with her was, which I don't know how true it is, but let's say it is true. Sure, let's go by your word. That she helped take out the ROM sites, but she probably got word from higher ups to be like, hey, we need you to crack down on these ROM sites. We don't like it. Because she probably doesn't have the authority to do stuff like that. She probably had to be told, hey, this is what we want. Can you do it? As if, like, while, yeah, nobody likes, or at least a lot of people don't like how stringent Nintendo's legal team is about ROM sites and stuff. I get IP protection and I defend Nintendo a lot about that, but like closing down ROM sites like for retro games that are not sold anymore, like that is extreme. But making her out to be some awful person that she doesn't believe what she's saying is more so of a bias than anything. And so like she probably didn't order, you know, all that to happen. She probably just organized being able to do it, you know, from the higher ups of Nintendo being like, hey, can you do this?
Belonging. You matter. Everyone deserves a chance. I'll take the Savvy was right again for $5. Thank you. This language is only used by leftists and activists looking to muck things up. DEI was rebranded already, but belonging was a big part of things, and it was part of Bridge. I'd like to point out, though the New York Game Awards board has a Catherine Soros on it, she married into the Soros family. Yes, that one. That is literally evil. But the whole thing pushes DEI and has many who have pushed DEI in other ways. Nintendo is absolutely hecked. Glad Pokemon broke my heart already. Most common diversity, equity.
Oh yeah, in my research, I totally forgot to talk about the rest of the dumbass tweet. This language is only used by leftists and activists looking to muck things up. While yes, you should not hire people based off of like forced diversity. Do not hire people exclusively based off of their gender or their nationality / race. But saying that you are a company that will not turn anybody away based off of gender, nationality, or race is not a bad thing. I don't know why you think it's a bad thing, unless if you're racist. I don't like it when far left people say that everything's racist, but I don't like it when far right people are being racist about everything. I never tackle issues based off of politics or based off of what side of politics. I've been called both. I've been called like a dirty conservative. I've been called a libtard. I've been called both of these things just because I don't agree with 100% of everything that one side says. So I must be on the other side, right? Like, no, this is just about ethics. This is about, you know, human rights. And thinking equity, diversity, and inclusion are bad things is disgusting. This is just saying that you should not hire anybody based off of any racial or gender pre-notions. They're not saying they won't hire somebody who's cis, straight, white. Like, they just say that we hire who we hire based off of merit. And we want everybody to feel welcome. We don't want people to not work in the industry, and we don't want people to feel pushed away from the industry just because of how they're born.
And inclusion acronyms. There you go. Bridge membership. Bridge is an acronym for belonging, representation, inclusion, diversity. The G is the gap, and the E is for equity. Wow. It's as cheesy as I expected.
Again, what the fuck is the issue? I want my companies to be racist, is what you're saying.
And this is quote tweeting Culture Crave saying, Devin Pritchard gives her first public statement as a Nintendo of America's new president at the New York Game Awards. Every dream matters. Everyone deserves to do meaningful work in the gaming and storytelling. This is Nintendo Life. I'm excited to meet you. Devin Pritchard makes her.
So you grown at that statement. Do you think not everybody who has any aspirations to be a gamer should be, or be a game developer should be a game developer? Do you really want to gatekeep that? Sure, if somebody is a criminal or if somebody is a awful person, they should not do it. Like if Smash JT here wanted to be in game development, I'd say no because he's an awful person. But like in general, like I the only reason why you have issues with that statement is if you want to gatekeep people following, like people being in the industry based off of gender or race.
First public appearance. And this is I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but this is the PR spin that we're starting to get from the wokey outlets like Nintendo Life, where they try their best to spin it as a positive. Nintendo of America has a new.
Again, I have no respect for somebody who talks like him. Wokey outlets. Like I get it, far left is annoying, but far right is also annoying. Far on any side is annoying. But being inclusive is just that, is being inclusive.
President and COO. During the 15th annual New York Game Awards, Devin Pritchard made her first public appearance in her new role, which real quick, I want to go back to what Madam Savvy said. I'd like to point out, though, the New York Game Awards board has a Catherine Soros on it. She married into the Soros family. So this Game Awards event that's been going on for 15 years.
Also, I went through that whole Soros thing, not even thinking about like who was married into the Soros family, but how does that have? This is not related to the president of Nintendo, which means I'm going to cut a lot of that out. Say that I did do the research on the Soros family, and they're not awful. But despite the shady things that Soros family did, how does that have anything to do with Pritchard here? It doesn't. You're just finding more reasons to be fucking mad.
Has a literal Soros family member on its board. Yeah, I think you already know what you're getting yourselves into with that. Introduced by ex-Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé, New York Times columnist Harold Pritchard took over the role of president and COO of Nintendo of America when her predecessor, Doug, start, but concerns around, but hell, even the past month, it's gone from $20 to $16. That's a 20% drop in the span of 30 days.
Stocks shift all the time, and we are in a portion of the year where sales aren't happening as much, and shareholders don't like that sales aren't happening as much. And thinking that a $4 decrease is something insane really isn't. Like 6 months ago is when the Switch 2 released. That's why the stocks are so up high. Now we're post holidays, and we're almost a month post holidays, where people are stopped buying things in general because they are worn out from all the buying through the holidays. Like people love Iwata as president, but the Wii U was one of the lowest points for the company. Are you going to say that you don't like Iwata because their shares were probably the lowest it's been in a while during the Wii U era because of how that worked out? Like, looking at shares doesn't mean anything about what she does.
And is looking to keep dropping. The cost of goods and the cost of RAM.
I'm just going to skim through this shit, but he was talking about how low it was. It was just as low a year ago. If you look at the graph that you're showing on the fucking screen, where you see this spike right there, where you see that is here is the announcement of the Switch 2, all the way up to the release of the Switch 2, all the way through the holidays. And then once the holidays ended and people stopped buying shit, that's where we find drop off. Switch to announcement. All the way up to holidays where people can't buy anything. Again, what the fuck does this have to do with her? And what the fuck does this have to do with your problem with inclusivity?
Memory and CPU, GPUs, all the equipment going into the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be a very challenging point of contention for her. And this was back in the end of December 2025 feature. Who is Devin Pritchard? Meet the next NoA president stepping into Bowser's boots. Dug in deep. So this talks about who she is working at Nintendo for the years that she led up to it, but it doesn't talk about anything regarding the legal aspect when she used to work on the law teams there. They talk about how she worked in marketing. Everywhere you look, business affairs, marketing, public publisher relations sectors. Doesn't say anything about legal. It's very strange, very strange. Almost like they're trying their best to hide the fact that she is a lawyer and she was somebody that was proactively trying to take down the ROM sites.
Her lawyer status doesn't have anything to do about the company. If it was truly just her being a lawyer, she was literally just hired to do a job. She didn't forefront any takedowns. It wasn't anything to do with the company itself. It's it's either big heads in Japan or the president, Bowser or Reggie himself, telling her, "Hey, we're gonna hire you to do some lawyer shit, so we need you to do this." And she did it as a lawyer, as per her job description. She was legally obligated to do what she did. She was just paid to do her lawyer service. And that doesn't have anything to do with what she's actually done with the company in general. People don't talk about it because it doesn't fucking matter. And that's where I fucking ended the video. She's a hardcore lefty lunatic. Wokey. That sentence is one of the most douchebaggery sentences I've ever heard. Thinking that gaming in general, like most developers, aren't left-leaning. And you fucking think Bowser and everybody else isn't left-leaning? You really think that Nintendo was a super conservative company? You think any company that does anything with art has only conservatives in it? Do you not know anything about the art world? It's usually people who are left-leaning. But thinking that her political affiliation is bad for the company, and she didn't even say anything insane. She didn't say, "We are only going to hire people of color," or anything like that. She's just like, "We welcome everybody." Like, what's so crazy about that? You, in this entire video, you did not say why you don't like inclusivity. Why you don't like her saying, "Hey, everybody's welcome. Follow your dreams. Gaming is for anybody who wants to be in gaming." You could deny it all you want, but you are sounding very sexist, very racist. Even if you don't think that you are, but the second you hear diversity or inclusivity, you get your panties in a twist. And I really hope that she does what she says she does. I really hope. Okay, I had to stop in the middle of what I was talking because he, you just heard him. He said no mention of what she's done legally. Pritchard joined Nintendo of America in 2006, heading up the subsidiary's legal department as its presidency changed from Tatsume to Reggie Fils-Aimé. It says it right there in the article that you're fucking telling us that it doesn't mention what she did legally. It says that she had the legal department, which still doesn't mean that she pushed for taking down emulation sites. She just did her job. She was told what to do legally, and she did it. It says it right there. They're not fucking hiding anything. Right there, it says heading up subsidiary's legal department. So you're lying with the proof right in front of your fucking face. They didn't go deep into it because it doesn't matter to what other accomplishments she's actually done with the company. And it doesn't matter, like, sure, if she really truly sided with that and she just pushes for more of that, you know, taking down ROM sites or whatever, then yeah, you could have an issue with it. But as far as I'm aware, she's focused on trying to make gaming and she's focused on making gaming great. She's focused on making sure that everybody has a chance as long as you have the drive and have the talent, or you have the drive to make, you know, to get the talent to push yourself to be a game developer. Now, again, we will see, you know, what she actually does, but I'm not going to pass judgment based off of nothing. Smash JT is an awful person, and he's riling people up for no reason, and he's making it insanely political for no reason. None of this could have been political, should have been political. I don't like talking politics, but this had to be said, and I had to get this off my chest because the political climate is disgusting, and it's in chaos right now. And I had to say something. And people like him who only cares about which side is right and not what is good for everybody. The two-party system was a mistake. This guy just thinking that anything liberal is bad, and thinking her not being gatekeeping to who should be a developer equals awful libtard woke. I hope that people like him doesn't deter her from what she wants to do. If she does screw up, then she should be called out for screwing up, but not in an awful way. But if she just wants to make good games and wants to run a good company and make sure that, you know, she's not, you know, make sure that everybody feels welcome in her company, I don't see an ounce of issues with that. I don't see any issue with that. So that's the video. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you made it this far, I've recorded for 55 minutes. I'm hoping to cut that down by half. We'll see what feature editor me does. But Smash JT, you're the clown. Not Pitchford. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, subscribe. If you want to see more, check out the links down below. And until next time, bye.